Yes.
I don't know why, like, the end of the music seemed or sounded so abrupt. Anyway, hello, we're here. How's it going? What you doing? Some mighty nice.
You know what I'm doing?
Listening you got there.
That's some nice sobriety I got there. It'd be a shame if someone were to sail in. This is how we show my love.
What's the name of that there Peckerwood boy who mama works down at the lumber mill? Oh, you mean Jerry? That's it. That's the one, Jerry.
You treat him
Sailor
like you
Jerry,
treat
don't
Jerry.
you? You treat Josh like you would Sailor Jerry.
And put me in your mouth.
Mix them with Coke and put them in your mouth. Oh.
Well, it's off. What is up? Oh my God.
Jeez. Sir, I think you peaked again. Jeez, you enjoyed that.
Bam. You know what I'm going to do?
So did Siri.
Let's try that. Oh, God.
We'll see how it goes. Everybody, welcome back
how it goes.
to another episode of the Black Tower Podcast. We're a Wheel of Time podcast. We talk about the wheel and the of and the time.
My favorite part is the of, if we're being honest.
Big Daddy. Hey, Wolf Brother, how you doing?
Shut up, Emond!
We got Emond here.
He's talking about an issue I had at work today in which I tore apart several printers looking for hard drives, found no hard drives, and yeah.
We missed you too, Wolfie. We miss everyone, and we're always happy whenever we see
folks
come back in. Or hop in for the first time, or maybe just chill out. Do whatever you got to do. Speaking of doing whatever you got to do, we got to make sure you know who we are. My name's Andrew. I'm your Bijan Mahale. Your Baconator with Fermunda cheese.
Mine's not as good now.
Mine's terrible.
That's too good. Okay, I'm Josh. I'm the Soraban Mahale, and you may know me as the Mossy Fringe.
There's Reese and Gio.
You smell that? You smell that?
Better than the Mossy Minge, I guess.
Okay. And I'm Aes Sedai, your Aethon Glovey Lovey Mahale.
So glovey.
Mm-hmm.
She's so lovey. She's lovey glovey.
Does that mean like you wear the gloves for lovey? Or you
yeah, no glove, no love.
It's not fair. That's not my place to ask of an engaged lady.
I'll say this. Whatever the question is, the answer is yes.
talking to Mr. Aethon Mahale and is like, the gloves stay on during coitus. every night's a terrified night. Just in the darkness, he hears.
It's about that time.
It's about that time. We are the Black Tower Pod. By our powers combined, we are the Black Tower Podcast. We are a Wheel of Time podcast that talks about the Wheel of Time, as Andrew had already said. And tonight is no exception. We're going to be talking about the Wheel of Time yet again.
We have a place on the interwebs, don't we, Josh?
We sure do. Do you think they know where it is? I don't think they do know where it is, because I checked our website traffic and literally nobody goes to our website. It's blacktowerpod.com. And I'm going to put it in the chat, and it's going to be a great website for you. It's got everything you need to know about the Black Tower Podcast. It's got all of our social media links. It's got our most recent episodes. It's going to have pictures from this last Gathering Madness. It doesn't have them yet because life is lifing really hard right now. And it's a lot of fun. But
supposed to say lore, characters, and theories, not lore. We only talk about one character from the Wheel of Time.
Lore, character.
Well, I thought it meant like the character of the series, you know?
Nice save, Reese. Nice save.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll cut out all that other mistakes. There's no mistakes at the Black Tower. Just new episodes every week.
Yeah.
Oh no, we made Josh mute himself. Or we made StreamYard mute Josh for the two. One of those happened. Oh, he's figuring things out. Oh no, he's doing text shit. This is a dangerous time.
This is fun. He's pulling out a chainsaw.
Oh man.
Oh.
Let me see if I just click that for him, if it does anything.
I can pull it out again.
Oh,
Yep, okay.
Hi.
Hi. My voice mod crashed and decided, screw you, hippie. I don't want you to be.
Oh yeah, it's got to do that at least once every couple weeks.
Yeah.
I get lucky, and normally mine does it like either during the pre-recording or in between or at the very start recording.
That's good. Anyway, blacktowerpod.com.
Rebecca knows what happened. You're the Little Mermaid.
It's got, that's right, Little Merman. Little Merman, little man of Mer. But the Black Tower Pod has everything you need. Blacktowerpod.com. Everything you need to be a devoted member of the Black Tower.
Join.
Black Tower Pod.
Do it.
Black Tower Pod. BlackTowerPod.com. We need a killer jingle like
you don't have to be lonely at thefarmonly.com.
I want to watch the Black Tower and I need to watch it now. Black Tower Pod. BlackTowerPod.com. We can like tie into that, you know?
I mean, considering that entity has cash on hand available to give you now, I don't know that I want to worry about. I don't know if I want to risk their jingle.
877 cash now.
I was gonna say those are lawyers. You don't. Come on, They're gonna get you. Don't sing their jingle.
Man. And fans of classical opera and Viking lore. So maybe not the group to mess with.
Touche.
They have structured settlement.
And if you need cash now, call JG Wentworth.
The folks at JG Wentworth have like the what was the fucking Donald Duck's like uncle or cousin or whatever, the super rich duck that had like the big like
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck. They just have a Scrooge McDuck vault of just banknotes and shit.
Yeah. Oh no. Emond, that is the law offices of James Suckalove. If you or a friend have been hurt by the Black Tower podcast, call the law offices of James Suckalove, where you could be entitled to a benefit. I don't know.
I feel like that's going to be brought up in a court case in a couple of years. Mm-hmm. If you or someone you know was hurt at the Gathering Madness, or your business closed down because the Black Tower podcast visited, you may be entitled to emotional compensation.
I swear to God, if that archery range closes down, we're never hosting another Gathering Madness. I will not murder any more local businesses.
We still host the Gathering Madness. We just got to be we can only do it at places we don't like. Like, we got to pick, like, the worst places in America.
Yeah, I like that.
Because, I mean, think about it now. We also, like, the first real open to everyone Gathering Madness we hosted at your house.
That's right.
That's no longer your house.
Oh! Shit!
Are we the bad guys?
Y'all, the taint is real, apparently.
We tasted it.
To the well of water.
We forced others to taste it.
Oh my God. And that escape room that we hosted in the very, very first one doesn't exist anymore either.
Bro, that was only like 3 of us. Oh, man.
Anyway. 3 or more gathered.
It's just going to go for Reese.
No.
If 3 or more are gathered in my taint.
Whoa, that's a completely different section of videos. Heathens, heretics, all of you. Well, speaking of needing saving and protection, let's go ahead and get you saved from spoilers and protected from future ones by the sultry voice of Malkir Talks, Rob himself.
Oh, God.
Welcome to the Black Tower. This is your spoiler condom. If you have not read the complete works of Robert Jordan, The Wheel of Time, books 1 to 14, and also New Spring, Big Bad Book of White Arts, and The Companion, you are at risk of being spoiled. Spoilers come with side effects. These side effects may include headache, nausea, vomiting, death, dizziness, vaginal or penile eruptions and ejaculations, dysentery, cardiac arrhythmia, mild heart explosions, varicose veins, darkened stool, darkened souls, more vomiting, arthritis, hemorrhoids or diabetes, virginity, mild discomfort, vampirism or werewolfism, gender inequality for the whole planet, spontaneous dental hydroplosion, sugar highs, even more vomiting, or maybe just a mild rash. If you cannot deal with these side effects, please leave now, for fear of spoilers. You have been warned.
Oh, for our audio-only listeners, we have the ability to put up scrolling text across the bottom, and I put up one that just says, warning, participation with the Black Tower podcast may end your career, business, property ownership, and or marriage.
Oh.
Damon, I can explain.
Oh, dude. Oh, no.
Bruh, I swear to God, Reese. Anyway, on to other things.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my taint. That's my new one
follow.
right there.
Shit will follow.
Where 2
Reese,
or 3 are gathered in my taint.
Bruh, no. Oh, God. I need the Tracy Morgan. No. Hell no. Reese, what are we talking about tonight?
Oh, let's see. Tonight we are talking about a fun topic. We're talking about the best clapbacks and one-liners. The sharpest, funniest, the most iconic verbal moments in Wheel of Time. Fun.
You can't scare me. What a bit.
That's a different book, isn't it? Sorry.
What?
Yeah, I got my books mixed up.
I didn't even hear what you said. All I heard was
Yeah, that's what I said.
adversary. All right. So, we're going to randomly pick quotes and stuff during this episode as we talk about this kind of more general points, or we may start off talking about general points and we may just start just talking about fucking quotes and shit that we like and ones that we found online. So also forgive us if we get some of the chapters or books wrong. There's a lot of quotes that we really like. It's really hard to verify them all whenever you do the massive amount of preparation that we do for this show normally.
So much preparation.
The most preparation. Some said the greatest preparation. The brown eyes looked at me, tears in their eyes. I shit you not. We love the way you prepare. Every episode, someone's gonna be like, every fucking episode, y'all do this now. Why? Because it's fucking easy.
Look, it's memeable, and it's, you know what? We do it as a population. We do it for every. Don't be president. Rude. Every president gets back. Oh, yeah. We had Obama imitations. Let me be clear. We had Biden.
Don't get it twisted.
Impressions.
See how pretty your face is after my fist is kissed.
So it's okay. We're just making fun of the American political hellscape that is.
Sure. Mm-hmm. But without getting into the politics of it somehow.
But without getting
Don't ask us exactly how that works, but that's the intent behind it. Anyway, first, the Aes Sedai, calm, strategic, brutally efficient with their words.
Brutally brutal.
Because initially, this kind of title just says brutally efficient. And I'm like, I can't say that part and leave it unqualified with a straight face for me. But Aes Sedai, typically, they don't need to yell to get their points across. They deliver burns with subtlety, authority, and or manipulation. So a good example, Moraine and her calm authority that she uses to dominate conversations, even with more experienced channelers. I think it's one of the things the TV show does a really good job of dealing with. So when they're on the horses to leave, are they leaving Shadar Logoth? No, it's before Shadar Logoth. And Rand screams, "No, And Moraine is pretty much like, look, you can fucking stay here. Like, whatever, do what you got to do. I have my task. We're going to go. And she's completely calm. And we know, like, she's really just manipulating them to, or at least Rand to kind of go with her, because the rest are just kind of fine going with her. Because, like, she has Lan watch after them and make sure that they do indeed follow on. But she does this with expertise. And then from that, as far as the TV show goes, an early Barney Harris, fantastic one-liner. The lady does shoot fireballs.
So
again, we can do books and TV show. TV show like thrives on catty clapbacks and one-liners too. So,
well, and
Matt
you know
does a lot.
The fun thing about some of these, because we talk all the time about, you know, the clapbacks and like some of the things that people say, and even as you're reading, you go, ooh. I think it's interesting to note that once again, like all of these quotes are coming from one man. Now, granted, he had, you know, Harriet and Team Jordan, and I guess some of them come from Brandon. But I mean, even in those situations, you know, we got a half a dozen people writing the hundreds of memorable quotes. And this is one of those episodes where we go, hey, let's do memorable quotes and clapbacks. And then we go, oh, can we really do that? And then all we do is like 2 seconds of research and we go, oh yeah, that one. Ooh, oh yeah, that. Ooh, oh yeah, that one. Ooh, oh yeah, that one. And next thing you know, we're doing an episode on it because there's so many quotable lines. If you guys are watching right now, go ahead and put your favorite, before we get started, put your favorite quote from the Wheel of Time into the comments and see if we talk about your favorite quote.
So I like this one. Talking about Moraine, I like this one because we're talking about like how serene and great they are with their words. This is a great example of Moraine faltering in that. It's from Shadow Rising, Chapter 6. And the quote is, Rand al'Thor is a mule-headed, stone-willed fool of a man. Just like, finally, but it's so refreshing for her because we've seen her book after book after chapter, just perfect Aes Sedai serenity, only expressing like frustration in like minor ways, like a cut of the eye, this kind of shit. But RJ never showed us like the behind the scenes. They're like, surely she's like going back to her tent, beating the shit out of like her mattress. Like she's got to be with how frustrated she is, and we never get to see it. And then we do in like Shadow Rising, where she's like, Rand al'Thor is a mule-headed, stone-willed fool of a man. Like, you know you're mad when you start stuttering and you don't normally stutter.
Yeah, that's when you're that mad that you're like your vocal faculties start failing. Yeah. Reese, do you have a favorite clapback?
I feel like probably my favorite, like just without looking anywhere, my favorite Moraine quote is from the show because she never said it in the books. And that was, oh, you stupid boy.
I love that one.
She says it in nicer ways in the book.
She does, but she never comes straight out. Like so many times it's just like, oh, that's such a polite way of saying, like, you know, it's always something like, well, perhaps if you had maybe looked before you left, you know, it's always something just nice enough. But this one, oh, you stupid boy. And it was so like when she said it was so cathartic. You're like, yes, finally, she said the thing that she's needed to say for the past 30 years.
Well, and she even like right before going into that, or was it right after that she goes up to Nynaeve and she's like, you call yourself a wisdom, maybe it's time you exercise some. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
she was fucking sassy in the show.
Very.
Well, she was sassy in the books. She was just a lot more subtly sassy.
Mm-hmm.
So I got these two for you, like, because they just happen to be some that were right where I was looking, that are kind of like in the same frame of like you sassy, like this kind of like sass, like you stupid boy kind of sass. They're both from Shadow Rising. This one is from chapter 15. If I knew everything, Matrim, I would not need to ask questions. Because like Matt's like, oh, I thought you all knew everything, and you know, it's like if your mom only ever calls you like by like kind of a nickname, or like for me growing up, my parents only ever called me by my middle name unless I was in trouble. Then they called me Andrew. That's how I knew I was in trouble. She used the full name. It wasn't just Matt. It's like, if I knew everything, Matrim, I wouldn't need to ask questions. The other one is also from chapter 5, and she's talking to Rand, and this is like Shadow Rising again. Rand, he's been reading all this shit, trying to understand the Corinthian cycle and just everything he possibly can. And Moraine's just like, you read too much and understand too little. Like, basically, like, for all the time you spend in books, you know fuck all. Which is, like, very much like it sounds like a brown sister insult, right? Like, how you gonna read all them books, Rand al'Thor, and not know anything that happens inside of them? Like, Moiraine is super fucking sassy.
Mm-hmm.
She just has, she's classy sassy.
One of my favorite Moiraine moments is in The Dragon Reborn, where she says, "Do not question me. You do not know which questions to ask, and you would comprehend less than half of the answers if I gave them, which I will not." And it's just like, oh shit. Like, there is some like finality in that statement. It's like no, we're done talking about this. And even if we weren't, you'd be too stupid to understand what I'm saying. But also, I'm not talking about this with you.
It's like almost the equivalent of being like, I challenge you to a battle of the wits, but unfortunately you are unarmed. Like, it's also like, what is the play I'm thinking of? Is it Macbeth that I'm thinking of? That, like, until you, like, get into the weeds and understand, like, a lot of, like, the language in Macbeth, it's hard to realize just how, like, scathingly funny it actually is.
Yeah. There's a
lot. There's Machiavelli does that too with his what is it, Second Treatise on Government? Is that Machiavelli? I think it is. But basically, like, once you understand, like, no, that's John Locke. The Prince is Machiavelli. Sorry.
Yeah.
Once you understand, like, who he was writing it to and, like, the way he wrote it and so much shit, like, it becomes, like, part, like, legitimate political theory advice, and the other part is just comedic shit talking to, like, the leader of, like, the city-state of, like, Florence.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And I could definitely see, like, Moiraine as, like, a Machiavellian type figure.
I can see that. She definitely has a out with the old, in with the right now, right? And she's not afraid to take
a stand,
to demand that this is the way we're doing it, and don't question me.
Take my Tarvalon silver. Okay. So to not stick on any one person too long, Egwene, I think, is a good one to go next, as we're talking about, like, the vein of Aes Sedai. Not the vanity, the vein.
We can't talk about Egwene or quotes from Egwene without talking about, and I'm just shooting this one out here first. That is when she's serving Elida.
Yeah.
And Elida's, yeah, that, like, her best one. Like, she's got a lot of good ones, but this was a good one. And she, to Elida's face, just says, you're basically, you're stupid and you suck and you're inept. And then the best part was when she says, I would name you a dark friend too, but I think they would be ashamed to be associated with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh
yeah.
Such definitely a good one.
There's another one of hers that I really like. I feel like she gets a lot of good quotes when she's in the tower again. But there was one where I know I have it. I want to try and find it because I really like it. But it was when she was, like, getting a lesson from one of the Aes Sedai, and the lesson was, like, not really a lesson. Let me see if I can just search. Okay, let's see. She has, like, these little, like, nuggets of wisdom. And so one of the ones that I really like is they're asking her, like, oh, so this is, they, like, pose her a question, like a hypothetical, like, somebody is being mistreated and they just allow it to happen because they keep the peace. What would you tell them? And it's like one of those, like, trying to catch her up. And she ends up saying, if she simply accepts the way people treat her, then it won't be long before they assume she deserves the position they've placed her in. And it was just like one of those ones where it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Egwene really gets very quotable during her sort of political takeover of the White Tower. For sure.
She does. The one I have is going to be, though, as I say, like, yeah, she does. It's from before that, because it's from the best book in the entire series, Fires of Heaven. And if you disagree, you're just objectively wrong. This is chapter 15. So this is Egwene and Nynaeve are in the dream world. Now, this is also, like, it's a great quote leading up to or right after, I can't remember in which sequence it happens, like the horrendous event where Egwene is like trying to teach Nynaeve about the dangers of nightmares in the world of dreams, and she conjures like a vile man that attacks Nynaeve. Like probably the most uncool thing Egwene does in the books. Because, shitty friend thing to do. Like, you can teach dangers without, doing that. But the quote or the line that she says to Nynaeve, and this is like, when her and Nynaeve are kind of battling between each other, who's going to be like the more powerful one in their relationship kind of thing. When she looks at Nynaeve and goes, if you fell headfirst into a pigsty, you try to convince everybody you did it on purpose. It's basically just like, you can never fucking admit that you did anything wrong or by accident or slipped. Like, you're so, like, basically, you're so fucking arrogant. Yeah. And I think Nynaeve's immediate response is, nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. You are.
Because I think Egwene is, like, trying to counsel her on how dangerous the world of dreams is. And Nynaeve's like, I changed your diapers, girl. And Egwene's like, yeah? All right. And then does like something incredibly uncool. Like, you could have like set her dress on fire or something. I mean, that would still be fucking better than what you actually did.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Another Egwene quote I like is when she's talking to, I think it's Perrin. Yeah, she's talking to Perrin about when they're with the Tuatha. She says that Aiel was giving me advice on being a woman. And Perrin laughs and
oh yeah,
nobody tells us how to be men, we just are. And she says that is probably why you make such a bad job of it.
And then Elias is like,
that was good.
I love it so much.
There's also one where it's while she's it's in Crossroads of Twilight, chapter 18, and she's talking about one of the members of the Brown Aja. Morven Thakanos.
Definitely the Blown.
Yeah, the Blown. Thakanos. Definitely not inspired by Thanos in any way, shape, or form. No. I'm sure.
Of course not.
No, Thanos was inspired by the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, clearly. However, she's talking about her, or Egwene is talking about Morven. Morvrin. Fuck these names. It says, it was said she would not believe it was morning till she saw the sun for herself. It's like, you can't fucking tell her nothing unless she sees it for herself. Like, the fucking sass is diabolically hilarious.
Well, and there's the, it comes back to the Aes Sedai, right? They're so used to doing their own thing. There's the Moraine quote, not to go back to Moraine, but there's the Moraine quote where she basically says, we have made the world dance on our strings for 3,000 years. And I fear my sisters will want to do the same thing and try to guide you as I tried to guide you. And she's talking to Rand right there and going, you've got to do whatever you got to do. She's the one who figured it out. He's Ta'Veren. Nobody can guide a Ta'Veren. The pattern is guiding the Ta'Veren. But that's like the attitude of the Aes Sedai, right? So when we say Morvrin would not believe it was sunrise until she went out and saw the sun, like it that stems from that attitude, right? That whole attitude that they've cultivated over the last 3,000 years.
So let's move on to the next and last Aes Sedai, just because she's so iconic, especially by the end of the series. Or not even necessarily by the end of the series. She's so iconic by Gathering Storm. And that's Varen Sedai. And I think we can all agree on probably what the most iconic one-liner kind of like, oh shit liner from Varen is. And it's the one that I think everybody quotes from Varen in her revelation moment. By the way, that dress you're wearing is green. And it's such a one-liner because Egwene is immediately like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She looks down and she's like, this dress isn't green. What are you saying? Like, oh shit, you can lie.
That was such a jaw-dropping moment.
Oh yeah.
And then I love how too, like, Egwene's jaw hits the floor, and then Varen just goes, yes, I thought that might get your attention.
It's fucking nuts. I mean, Varen has a lot of really good one-liners or quotes that I think stick out, mainly because of the situation she's in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this. Oh, look at that. Set my book down and walked away. Rebecca says, Aes Sedai one-liner, your dress is green. See? Look at there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's technically a one-liner because it's only one sentence. It's just broken up by a bunch of flickers. But when they're going through the portal songs and she's like, something is wrong. What are you doing? And, like, as she's trying to talk and like you're catching bits in between like flicker scenes and shit. But I think there's also a point, and I'd have to look and try to find the quote. But I think there's a point where she's where basically like she commends. It's in the same scene, I believe. But she commends Egwene on doing something that was very smart. She's like, "That's very smart. I am Black Aja after all." Where I think like Egwene's like, "I'm gonna have to I'm gonna investigate all this on my own to make sure it's all the truth." And Varen's like, "Very smart. I do work for the enemy after all."
I think that's what makes Varen so, like, everything she says though is like a pretty great one-liner though. You've got the scene where she comes in, she's talking to Siwan, and Siwan is like, "Oh no, Varen, how much do you know? Do I have to kill you?" And Varen has a gravitas. She knows that Siwan knows. She knows the conflict that Siwan is having right now. And she's just like toying with her. She's like, "Oh, by the way, I know that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. Crazy. I'm just curious as to what you're doing about it. Now, you did this and this, so that makes me think that you've done that." And like, she just like dismantles the whole thing, casually tap dances in, puts her finger directly on the situation, and everything she says is so casual and so matter of fact that you'd never know that there was ever any secrets. And I think that's part of what gives Varen so many quotable instances.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of hers are they're not even necessarily quotes as they are like internal monologue or just like
moments.
Okay, so it's like, and she slipped that back in her pocket. And it's like, there you go, Varen.
Varen is like the Varen as the person is the quotable line.
I do like there's the one I saw. I think it's funny, kind of, every time you reread, you find something you missed the first time or forgot the first time. But I always think it's funny how many quotes are like taken to heart the first time through. Like there's so many things that it's like I realize when I'm rereading, it's like, oh, I do that all the time. And it's like, oh, I wonder if it's like that made me start doing it from the first time I read it. But one of Varen's quotes is, "Always plan for the worst, child. That way, all your surprises will be pleasant ones."
That's a good one.
That's what and everyone's like, "You're a warrior, aren't you?" I was like, "Hey, plan for the worst, hope for the best." Right?
That's right. Look, I some of these things I say in real life. I do that. I say those. You think this is going to work? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, we're going to plan for the worst. And that way all our surprises are good ones.
Exactly. Yeah. And
found it.
Or
found it.
A battle plan is only good until the first arrow flies. Like,
right, yeah. They just become part of your like
I say that your vernacular.
Yes.
So I found what I was talking about. So it is after that conversation, and at first Egwene just accuses her of never holding the oath rod. And then she's like, "I don't trust you. I never have. I don't think I ever have." And then Varen says, "Very well," Varen said, sipping her tea. "It was not a scent Egwene recognized. I am, after all, of the Black Aja." So it's actually, I guess, before, or it's right in the same. So she had already sipped the tea, so she was already poisoning herself.
Right.
And Egwene's like, "Yeah, I don't know what that tea is," and like Varen's like, "It's death tea, but I am Black Aja." Egwene felt a sudden chill, like an ice cold spike pounded directly through her back down into her chest. Varen was black, light. Those eyes had always seemed to know too. Doop 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 doop. Gotta love Varen.
Well, and Varen is so good that even Moraine is like, I don't know if I trust her. She warns Rand not to trust her.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's move on from the Aes Sedai and move into our book-based Taviran. Rand, Mat, and Perrin. Going with Rand first. Do y'all have a quote you want to use or talk about from him first?
Look, I love Rand. Oh, go ahead, Reese.
No, I don't have one offhand. Go for it.
That was going to be the basis of my statement. I love Rand. But he's not quotable. He doesn't, at least not that I know off the top of my head. But I couldn't, while thinking about this, I couldn't think of anything that he said that I keep going, oh yeah, Rand is really, yeah. But it's all the wisdom, all the good quotes are said about or to Rand, right? It's like people are like, Rand, I'm giving you this wisdom because you suck and you're dumb. And it's like, oh yes, thank you, Ruark. Thank you, Tam. Thank you, Lan. Thank you, Swan. Thank you, everyone, for bringing all of these. Rand speaks with his taint.
Well, keep in mind, this is like clapbacks and one-liners, not necessarily like wisdom.
Well, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, Rand doesn't. I don't know. Do you have one?
I feel like he got real witty towards the end of the series. Like Zen Rand, he has some funny clapbacks where it's like they're almost endearing. Where it's like, oh well, maybe this, and it's like, hey, it's old Rand again. Trying to think of any offhand from the books. Anyways, I have one from the show.
I mean, he has some smart ones. I know, so this one is from Path of Daggers, chapter 21. If you're going to fight a battle, who better to pay the butcher's bill than men who want you dead?
Fair.
Then there's also one of his, let me see, where is this one from? This one is from also Path of Daggers, chapter 24. Come against me if you dare. I am the storm. Come if you dare, Shaitan. I am the dragon reborn. He's just fucking ranting at the sky.
I do love. I guess he's got some of those, but even those seem more unhinged. I don't know. I like those. It's, you know what that quote has? That quote has Tybalt energy from Romeo and Juliet when Tybalt and Mercutio are fighting, and he's like, cat, loan me one of your 9 lives. Like, I love that. That's what that energy has. Actually, that's a good one. I like that. I take it back. Rand has some good.
I mean, he's also a part of just some funny conversations.
Oh, okay. I did find one from Rand.
Okay, go for it.
In the Gathering Storm, he says, how do you fight someone smarter than yourself? The answer is simple. You make her think that you are sitting down across the table from her, ready to play her game, and then you punch her in the face as hard as you can. And this is, of course, right before he bale fires an entire city.
Doing well.
Well, there's one where he's talking with Mat in Shadow Rising, chapter 2, I think. And Matt's like, what are you going to do now? And Rand's like, something you should like. I'm going to break the rules.
Nice.
The one I think of off the top of my head from the show is Man Who Walked While a Little Chilly.
I do also like, I guess I will take it back and say that there are, as I'm thinking specifically about Rand, there are times in which Rand has these really insightful moments in earlier on, right, where he's really struggling with all the chaos and carnage he's going to bring, and he's talking to Ruark, and he says, "I bring change, not peace, but turmoil." And he's talking about and he's going through the Carytheon cycle, and he's understanding his role in, at least partially with the Aiel. And he's basically saying, yeah, guys, I don't bring peace. Nothing about what I'm fated to do is peaceful. And for him to have this his depth of understanding early on as he does is kind of cool. I do kind of like that.
So I got another one. This is the last one. Last one I'll give that Rand said. This is Lord of Chaos, chapter 26. Rand says, you are a very lucky man, Demir Faral. You are going to watch your friends hang. Then you'll be given a horse, and you will go tell Pedron Nynaeve that one day I will hang him too for what happened. That's a pretty badass line.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Hey man, you're lucky. Right. You won't die. You're just going to watch your friends die, and then go tell your boss that they died, and that I'm going to hang him too. Have fun.
Love it. Love it.
Anything else from Rand, or do we want to move to Matt?
Let's move to Matt.
A la creme. We got to do show Matt first, I think, because we've already talked about, my lady does shoot fireballs, but also if we're gonna go on like one of the funniest lines,
you got to do it. You got to do it.
It's after Donald Finn takes over as Matt, and it's the end of an episode where they're like, "Yeah, we're all gonna have to do our own thing, go our own separate way." And he's like, "Does anybody else notice that the White Tower looks like a giant?" And they cut him off, and
they all go, "Matt."
And he's like, "What? It does."
Love it. So good. One of the things I like about Matt, I like his verse in the Caratheon cycle. Fortune rides like the sun on high, with the fox that makes the ravens fly. Luck his soul, the lightning his eye. He snatches the moons from out of the sky. I love that shit. I love it.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
You got any others, Reese? And it pops off the brain?
Not offhand.
A man should wear a little bit of lace. Not too much, just enough. Just enough to be presentable.
Also from Fires of Heaven, chapter 51. And this is like, it's an internal kind of monologue. I'm a gambler, a farm boy, and I'm here to take command of your bloody army. Because he's like, oh, what should I go up and say?
There's also the classic, right? The one that's probably more famous. Almost dead yesterday, maybe dead tomorrow, but alive. Gloriously alive today.
There's also same book and chapter. I'm no lord. I've more respect for myself than that.
which has Doc Holliday from Tombstone energy. I've not yet begun to defile myself.
Here's a fun one.
Yes, go for it.
Never kiss a girl whose brothers have knife scars.
Yes! Yes! I love that one.
I like, this is Lord of Chaos, chapter 33. We're going to tickle some Aes Sedai under the chin, rescue a mule, and put a snip-nosed girl on the lion throne. Oh yes, that's Avienda. Don't look at her crosswise, or she'll try to cut your throat and probably slit her own by mistake.
And Avienda cackles with laughter. Yeah. She loves it.
She loves it.
I love how well, I love like Matt thinking the Aes Sedai are absolutely, or not the Aes Sedai too. Matt thinking the Aiel are absolutely insane. And yet he's the only one that really seems to like blend into their sense of humor. He's the only one that's like, oh, okay, cool.
There's this is a good one too. Great Hunt, chapter 11. I may be a fool, but I intend to be a live fool.
My great grandmother, she likes to say, my mama may have raised, well, she used to like to say, my mama may have raised two fools, but I ain't both of them. So I say that. I use that one a lot. And it's got that energy. I do like that.
Any more we want to pull from Matt, or do we want to move on to Perrin?
Perrin has no quotes. Perrin has, I hit the hammer.
They gave me a hammer.
I'm just a blacksmith.
So, this is a good one for Perrin. This is from Shadow Rising, chapter 2. Rand is the one who's supposed to go mad, and here I am talking to an axe.
I like this one from when he's from Eye of the World when he's talking to Aram. He says, "I'll bet you get to run away a lot."
Bruh.
So that's such shade right there. Oh no.
We got Shadow Rising chapter 18. He's talking to Gaul. Gaul says, "Do you know what you're doing, Perrin?" Perrin says, "No, but there's no reason for Faile to know that." Gaul says, "It's fun to be so young, is it not, Perrin?" The fucking this is a dope one. This is, I believe, leading up to the Battle of the Two Rivers. If we're going with epic one-liner. So Shadow Rising chapter 31. A warder once told me Trollocs call the Aiel Waste the dying ground. I mean to make them give that name to the two rivers.
Yes. Okay. Okay. He's got a couple. Edgelord has a couple of good moments.
There's another one. He's talking about Luke. He's like, wanting won't make a stone cheese, but he still smells like cheese to me. The fuck? Like, what does that fucking mean?
Dude, that's what I'm saying, though. Perrin is the guy who was raised by that dude out in the country, and he uses all that dude out in the country's fucking metaphors. Nobody knows what he's talking about. And it's like, wow, I don't know what you just said, but somehow I also know what you just said. So
I forgot that Perrin has one of the funniest lines from the early part of the books, and that is, see that horse? His name's Mandar.
Oh, yeah.
A good one.
Forgot about that.
All right, let's
he does when they torture the stone dog. He does have a pretty vicious monologue there where he cuts off the dude's hand and heals him, and he basically says, I'm not going to heal you. I'm going to cut off another hand, and I'm going to cut off both of your feet so that all the children can throw rocks and mock you and say, look at the vicious Aiel. Like, he's nasty in that scene. And I know he's like wolfing out because he's going for, he's trying to rescue Faile, but he gets nasty in that scene. But, and again, he ruins it by immediately walking away and going, oh, I was so mean. Oh, no. And I liked being mean. But that was a pretty badass scene.
So Nynaeve has a lot of sayings too. This is one of my favorites because, I mentioned one earlier where Egwene was talking about Morven Thakanos. This is Nynaeve talking about Morven Thakanos. The woman would not believe the sky was blue without proof. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. Perrin, I have a soft spot in my heart for Perrin because, like I said, he does do some pretty awesome things, but he is not someone who... I think the problem with this is the episode of quotes. This is the episode of, man, he said some badass things. Perrin doesn't say badass things very often. He's very methodical. He's very slow to action, which is part of his personality, right? But he does a couple times get pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right. As we're coming up on the hour mark, I reckon we each pick one more character to grab like a favorite, let's say like a favorite, like 2 quotes from. It's one character, 2 quotes. Pick preferably not somebody we've already covered. So like all of the Aiel are still open for grabs. We just talked about Perrin, so Faile's open, Ruark's open, obviously without the Aiel. Loyal, Tom Maryland. All the Forsaken and Shadowspawn and Dark Friends are available. I mean, there's really only one quote from any of the Shadowspawn, really, unless you count Shadar Haran.
I have my person.
Oh, yeah? All right, go, Reese.
Of quotes. So, I think one of the most quotable people in the Wheel of Time is Lenny. Lenny quotes. So, let's see. We've got some...
You cannot do a quotes episode without throwing out the goat, Lenny.
The goat of the quote goat?
The quote goat.
The quote goat.
I'm the quote goat.
Okay, let's see. You could weave silk from pig bristles before you could make a man anything but a man.
Damn, that's a good one.
I like, okay, the first one is don't cut your ears off because you do not like your earrings. A weeping woman is a bucket with no bottom.
That's some savagery right there.
She's the best.
She's a savage lady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You should not be displaying wares you do not mean to sell.
I love when Elaine is thinking about Lenny quotes, and one of them is "Peel the apple that's in your hand." I gotta say, I use that one a lot. Like, that works really well for my ADD as well. Like, peel the apple that's in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, focus. That's
sounds like normally great advice, terrible advice if you're in the middle of like jerking. Peel the apple.
Oh no. Oh no.
Foreskin. How about no skin?
Nope. Don't like that.
Have you figured out your person, Josh?
I have.
Does it start with an A?
No.
Okay. Then we're not picking the same person.
Mine's
only going to have like, go for it.
It starts with an L. Look,
is it only 3 letters long?
Lan gives too much good advice, and I will not mention him. Also, he has some wittiness that I think people are sleeping on. He has quotes like, he was swimming in the sea of other people's expectations. Men had drowned in seas like that. Like, that's a great one. Do not live your life according to what other people think about you. Like, and Lan is a man. He's a true warrior and poet and lover. He's a lover. He's got one of the most romantic lines ever. Of course, people will call this toxic masculinity, and maybe there's some conversation to be had there. But keep in mind, at this point in time, he is fated to die. For everything he knows, he is fated to die, and he will not give the gift of mourning and death to the one that he loves. And so he's trying to break up with Nynaeve. He's trying to tell her, hey, no, this ain't happening. And when he tells her, like, go away, we have the big line where he says, I will hate the man you choose because he is not me. And I will love him if he makes you smile. And, I know that feeling, right? I know that feeling. And so I love that he thinks about that. And I love the way he thinks about that. And then he says straight up, no woman deserves the sure knowledge of widow's black as her bride price, you least of all. And I think there's something poignant there. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to know that you're in a bad place in life and not want to drag someone else through that. I don't think that's wrong. And so like I said, I know there's a conversation to be had there where people say, oh yes, that's toxic masculinity. You can't make decisions on behalf of other people. No, but you can make decisions on behalf of yourself. And when yourself decides, I don't want to do that to someone else, it's a valid decision. And I think Lan does that really well. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say he also never expected to find someone like Nynaeve. He expected to just live out his life as a warrior and die. And this is something that has never been a possibility to him. So it's not like he's like, no, I'm choosing this for you, so you don't have to have the pain. It's like, no, this was not an option. Like, no, I can't do this to you. Yeah, I can't. What? No. Where it's like he's kind of trying to wrap his head around it too. So I think it's more like I can't do that to somebody, especially you, who's not even supposed to exist, and yet here you are, and I don't know what to do with you. And gosh, like, I don't want this for you.
Yeah, well, because he cares about her. Like, there's a lot there, and I really love Lan. I love how he, and then of course there's the never give up, never surrender quote, which Andrew wouldn't know because he's never read New Spring. But
fuck off. I thought you were about to say some shit about Galaxy Quest.
No. Lan shook his head slightly.
Also, New
Spring was better.
Is a lie. It's a conspiracy theory. It's like the chemtrail.
Lan shook his head slightly. He was better, but he thought I was finished with only one arm. He never understood. You surrender after you're dead. And I like that. I like, as long as there is breath in my body, I do not give up. And I like that. I take that, and I learn a lot from Lan. I love Lan as a mentor figure. So
plus, Lan has he also has the death and duty line, correct? That Lan.
Well, it's a Borderlander saying.
Death.
Yeah. That's right.
That's the one. But there's
there shall be no duty in your pants until death. Randall.
That's right.
Do not shit your pants.
Was it death is lighter than a feather?
They know you are fear. Death is lighter than a feather, duty heavier than a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I want Hamilton the musical to give credit to the Wheel of Time because there's the whole line about in Right Hand Man, the song, where he talks about dying is easy, living is harder, and there's a theme in that song, and I want Lin-Manuel Miranda, because I know you listen to the Black Tower podcast, sir. Yeah. I'd like for you to admit publicly that you got your inspiration for that line from the Wheel of Time. Anytime now. It's like the Twatcast always says, If you don't follow the Twatcast, you should, because they're awesome. But they say everything comes from the Wheel of Time, and they're correct, scientifically speaking.
Well, it's good that you mentioned Twatcast. It's also like a bad setup that you mentioned possible toxic masculinity quotes. Because
hey,
for
if you think
some
it's
of my
toxic, come on to the show and talk about it with us. We'd love to have you.
I'll be a coward. So these, I just think they're funny. So anybody that's read the Wheel of Time knows that there's a ton of banter generically between the men and women of the Wheel of Time.
Correct.
Like rarely ever directly, but the women make a ton of jokes about men. Men make a ton of jokes about women. Me being a man, I fucking resonate more with the men's jokes about women.
That's weird.
So yeah, it's weird, crazy. So Asmodean is mine. Also, because both of these quotes come from Fires of Heaven, the best book, the greatest book. Nice. If your words, I was gonna read it.
Oh, sorry, I'll bring it back up.
If your words and ideals have been ripped off in a dope-ass musical and you want credit, call our lawyers at BTP. Asterisk. No one at BTP is actually law qualified. Anything there is done as a felony itself.
That's right.
It's a felony. Is it a felony or misdemeanor to practice law without a license? Gotta be a misdemeanor.
It's against the law. That's what I know.
So, all right. This first one, Asmodean is quoting a Damani saying, "The more women there are about, the softer a wise man walks or steps." Like, but I love this. Like, it's like, oh, like this sounds like so. Like, no, it's not. It's like cautionary tales. Like, fucking like, don't be a dick, like kind of thing. And this one is kind of that way too. So Asmodean is saying this to Rand on the topic of Moiraine Demandred after she swore fealty and to follow Rand. When a woman says she will obey you of her own will, it is time to sleep lightly and watch your back. It's like, what did you do to piss her off so bad?
Yep. Robert Jordan has so many great gender
quotes. Put all of these
quotes.
quotes to shame. Put all of these quotes to shame. There is the greatest
quote.
Quotes of what bring us together.
Hello, princess. I have great Wheel of Time quotes for you.
I fucking hate that shit. Have you seen like the memes of people doing like the laying down like leg curls where they're like, you pull the weight up towards your butt if you're laying down doing not hammer curls but leg curls.
Yeah.
And then there's like the video that just like, "Hello, princess," and he like claps his feet together over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like me every time I do like leg curls, and it's like, hello, princess. But
hello,
the greatest
princess.
quote from The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan: "The wheel of time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again." A quote so grand that even it was not changed by one word in the text.
Correct.
And you can take that as slight, or you can take that as fact. I don't really give a shit.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
There's a ton more like incredible and great quotes from a lot more characters. We just don't have the time to go through them all. Not even close. Not even the ones we had laid out in like our little outline could we get through without just talking generically about them, which isn't what we wanted to do. We wanted to actually talk about some of the quotes and shit. So yeah, let us know what quotes, we can probably either whatever we mentioned or did we not mention that are your favorite clapbacks or one-liners or just notable quotes. Let us know in the comments down below. We can probably do it.
What's your favorite? I was just gonna say we could probably do like 4 more episodes with just quotes from the books. Like Robert Jordan, his prose and ability to write, not just we talk about like the quotes. We talk about the quotes, and he borrows a lot of like Southern culture as well. But in the United States, Southern culture, you've got a lot of sayings that come from the South. There's a lot of things that you just grow up with, and people just say, and you go, "What the hell does that even mean?" Nobody knows what it means, but we just say it because that's what you say. And Robert Jordan does that so well that we believe it in the world it's introduced from. None of us go, "Oh, okay, he got that from blah, blah, blah. No, he writes so well that we go, that's a Two Rivers saying. When someone says never get mixed up in women's circle business, that's not because, we have some real world something or other to draw from. We go, no, that's from the Two Rivers. That's Two Rivers wisdom. And I hope that makes sense, because he is so good at that in-world POV energy.
POV energy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know what you think down in the comments below. It's always fun to go over some of these really fun, really memorable quotes. It's always fun also to just remember the quotes you remember the quotes you remember.
Remember them.
Fucking
never
great.
Forget.
Don't love your job your love.
Never half-ass one thing. Always never half-ass two things. Always whole-ass one thing, which did not come from the Wheel of Time. In case you were wondering.
As opposed to like the thing I just said that clearly. Also from the Wheel of Time, Herod Fell said, "Remember the Titans."
I remember that quote.
Followed shortly by Davram Bashir's decree to tear down that wall, Mr. Gorbachev.
Or when Matt was like, "Fuck bitches and make money." I'm pretty sure he said that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was also Pedro Niel that was like, YOLO.
I remember Oliver going 6, 7.
Shut up.
Well, on that note, thank you all for tuning in. I have been your Bajan Mahal, Andrew. And I wish to bleach my ear holes now.
And I'm Aes Sedai. I told you to glove up Mahal.
I will never be able to read these books again without Oliver being like 6, 7. Oh God.
Oliver, I told you to leave me
alone.
alone.
Josh.
6, 7.
I'm Josh. I'm your Soravan Mahale, and I am 110% done with this episode.
Thank you all, and we'll see you all again next week for the next episode of Black Tower Podcast. We love you. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye.
You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show.